Hello friends, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. I hope you're doing wonderfully well. Leicester fans, you won't be. Because, well, you're bottom of the Premier League table and you haven't won a game yet. Everton, of course, won. And now you are the only Premier League side yet to gain a victory this season. Your worst ever Premier League start. And, I mean, it gets worse, to be honest. There's 92 teams in the Football League. Only 4 teams have not won a game yet. You're one of those. Now, transfer recruitment, non-existent. Get that. Kasper Schmeichel has gone. Bit of a talisman for you. Fofana's gone as well, but he didn't really play much last season. You still got into an okay position in the league. So what is occurring here? What has gone on at Leicester City? That's what we're going to highlight in this video. We're going to highlight the problems and provide some solutions for Leicester City so they fix this mess. If you're new to the channel and you haven't hit the subscribe button as of yet, then why not take 3 seconds? That's literally how long it takes. It takes less than that, if I'm honest. And hit that subscribe button. I would massively, massively appreciate it. And you'll have done a kind thing. Okay? Let's highlight the problem and then provide all the problems. Shall we? Leicester have a very, 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 very open defence. They have conceded 22 goals from their opening 7 games. That's the most from any team in Premier League history. In the last 2 games alone, they've conceded 11 goals. And let's just take a moment, whilst we are taking a moment, to just think about all the people that brought in Danny Ward as a £4 million option in FPL and started him game after game. Right, take a gander at this. We actually spoke about this on The Fallout, which is a really good series that you should go check out if you haven't watched it yet. And we spoke about Brighton versus Leicester City. The XG was 2.76 to 1.45. The game finished 5-2. So, as I say, we spoke about this on the Fallout. Look at the average positions here. You can see how deep Leicester City sat versus Brighton. And this is where it comes to, it does feel about strategy and about game management, the ability to make it difficult for the opposition. That's not what's occurring with Leicester City at this moment in time, okay? From their average positions, you can see how that ultimately this game played out in exactly the way that Brighton wanted the game to play out. Brighton had about 6 attackers in their starting lineup to swarm all over Leicester City. Leicester City are so deep, inviting all sorts of pressure. Another issue is when it comes to these average positions, you can see that, in my opinion, there is no balance. There's such a lack of balance. And yeah, look, you can pin that on transfer recruitment, yes. But, you know, the bulk of these players obviously were here last season. Now, look at James Justin, number 2. He's not only is the space in behind him there that was taken advantage of time and again by Trossard, he's also vastly exposed here. So, in this game against Brighton, Brighton found multiple successes at the back post, targeting that area, and the mistakes were repeated over and over in this match, and the lessons just weren't learned. 5-2 followed up, of course, by the 6-2 against Tottenham. And the XG in this one, again, if you want to be super, super nice to Leicester City, 2.19 to 1.77. Now, let's have a look at the average positions here with Leicester City. Again, naive setup from Leicester. So naive against this Spurs side, especially away from home. I don't really understand it. Now, you know Spurs are going to be looking for the ball in behind, in transitions, and they're going to look to attack space in behind. So what did they do? They held a high line, had 56% possession, which is fine, I guess. But again, you've got to be careful with that. And granted, Spurs scored 6 goals from that XG of 2.19. However, they were allowed to play their preferred style of football and simply capitalise on the space afforded to them in transition over and over again. We know how Spurs are going to play. And it's one where I think a Leicester City in confidence can go toe-to-toe. But sometimes you've got to put your pride to the side a little bit and make it hard. Drop off. Allow that sort of space in front of you and ask them to break you down. And again, we've got to comment on the balance or the lack of balance here when you look at these average positions. Harvey Barnes, who is a natural winger, holds a width on the left-hand side. But there's literally nothing on that right-hand side. But Leicester is still asking Castagna, number 27 here, to get forward, which leaves just so much space in behind the right-back spot. Left-hand side, okay, maybe you can understand it with the way that Tottenham play. But the right-back spot, you know it's going to be Richarlison or you know it's going to be Heung-min Son getting in behind and exposing that back line, which is porous anyway. So I get it, Leicester City fans. This is not an enjoyable video to watch, but stick with me. I'm going to provide one last little bit. Let's rip this plaster off and really dive into the 4 big problems when it comes to Leicester City. And then we can provide 4 solutions for you. First up, no consistency in team selection. So this season, Danny Ward, of course, has become the number 1. It's his first chance as a Premier League number 1 after a long, long wait, and it's not gone well. 22 goals conceded from 36 shots so far this season. But if you look a little deeper, I think it's kind of a bit unfair because we're going to talk about another problem as well, which is going to make life harder for someone like Danny Ward. There's been a few, pretty special goals. I'm thinking Son's 2 goals of his 3, of course. And then 4 different centre-back partnerships or combinations being used so far this season. 4. Your centre-backs are such a base for your team, and also the communication with the goalkeeper is going to be crucial as well. So to keep chopping and changing in that area of the pitch is actually a bigger problem than Danny Ward at this moment in time, in my opinion. Number 2, the forcing of Maddison into the team. Now, Maddison, look, this is going to annoy some people, and no doubt he has been their best player by an absolute mile. However, the way that they're deploying him, it's one where, sometimes you watch a goal and then you kind of like look back at the sort of moments behind it. The positioning of Maddison and the average positions of Leicester City, it's exposed on that right-hand side in a big, big way. And that's because essentially Maddison is playing as a right winger, or is being put there as a right winger, but is then going and helping out the team in central areas. That's what he does. He always likes to drift into those central areas because you want him to do that. You want to give him that free role at times. Defensively, it then hurts the team. And again, if we look at those average positions, especially in the Brighton match, you've pretty much got 4 central midfielders on the pitch, which leaves the wide areas completely unutilized or uncovered, and you're just giving yourself huge problems. Not using a true double pivot, that has been a massive problem for them as well. Indeed, he is getting run through at the moment. This 4-3-3 needs to be abandoned. I understand that for a lot of areas of the pitch it makes sense, but this is a team that is scoring goals but conceding so many at this moment in time that needs to be sorted out. And indeed, his stats have kind of fallen off a cliff. Last season he was averaging 3.89 tackles per 90, provided Leicester City with that brilliant platform for ball winning and retaining possession in the middle third that then allows the other players to go and run free. Not this year. This season, he's only averaged 1.83 per 90. So there's little bite in that midfield at the moment. You've got your 2/8s, of course, of Tielemans and Dewsbury Hall. I understand why you're trying to get those guys in the team at this moment in time. But at the moment, in terms of presence in that midfield, it feels limp, it feels lethargic, and he needs a bit of help. And of course, set pieces has been a problem for some time. Leicester have conceded an XG, the second most XG, 3.15 from set plays this season. Have conceded the joint most goals, 5. They conceded 2 at the weekend against Tottenham. And let's have a look at both of these because I think they really do tell a story when it comes to Harry Kane's goal and Eric Dyer's goal. So Harry Kane's goal, so as Kulusevski is about to swing the ball in here, you can see him on the right-hand side of your picture. Look at Johnny Evans, circle him here, literally points for the team to step up, to get up the pitch, to not make it as easy and to get some of these guys offside. Literally, no one listens. And it's a big worry in terms of leadership because I think when you're looking for leaders, it's obviously Johnny Evans, and organisation at the back is clearly not there. They're not listening and they're not brave enough to move out. They're concerned. There's that fear there when it comes to set pieces. He's also pointing at Bentancur as well, who's completely unmarked as well, and no one seems to notice that either. Eric Dyer's goal shows a different problem. The hybrid zonal marking system for Leicester they use really gets exposed here. You've got the bigger players in Wout Faes, Johnny Evans, and Ndidi all circled here. And they just get completely taken out of the game quite easily by Spurs targeting that near post. It resulted in Harvey Barnes being the one who's supposed to be marking Eric Dyer at this set piece. Good work from Spurs' new set piece coach, Gianni Vio. But also, it's just dreadful from Leicester City, and who got exposed so easily again from another set piece. And I would not be surprised if they stick with this, if that front post, a near post goal from a set piece occurs again. Right then, guys, here we go. Solutions. First up, consistency of team selection. The squad is disjointed, absolutely. But October provides a huge opportunity for Leicester City to get themselves out of this mess and back into the sweet, no man's land of mid-table. Let's be honest. So start off with having some consistency in team selection. More importantly, a solid defensive line. Now, maybe we're seeing the future when it comes to the back line against Tottenham. Wout Faes might be, you've brought him in to play. Him and Johnny Evans as those two centre-backs. Castagne and James Justin, who I like, because the fullback areas as well have been chopped and changed as well in terms of who's on the right, who's on the left, who's playing full stop. So you can't keep changing it after every single bad result because you need to give them that chance to kind of work together, get that first clean sheet, and then go, oh, okay, right, this is how it works. So stick with a settled back four. Give yourself that base. Solution number 2, stop forcing James Maddison into the team. Whoa now, calm down. I'm not saying drop Maddison. I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying this is your best player at this moment in time. Okay, Tielemans is wonderful as well, but Maddison is providing output. He's playing with his chest out. He's playing with confidence, which is not something you can say for anyone else in that team. So build the team around him. Okay, stop putting him out on the right-hand side and going, okay, you can get involved when you want. Castagne's got loads of stamina, so we'll get away with it. No, put him in as a number 10, try and get the ball on him and give yourself a base because he has the creativity to bring in the likes of Vardy, Harvey Barnes, and anyone else you want to chuck up there. So let Maddison be the key cog. Let him be that number 10 and let him play in that number 10 role. That point brings me on to the next point, which is use a double pivot. Now, when there's going to be casualties because you've got quite a few decent midfielders, Dewsbury Hall, Tielemans, and Ndidi, Mare, someone's going to have to miss out, okay? And if we're trying to put Maddison there and play that double pivot, it's going to be one of Dewsbury Hall or Tielemans at this moment in time. And feel free to swap them about. Feel free to make some substitutions as well. But you have to use that, not for the long term, but until Ndidi is able to provide that platform there. And also that comes from quality in the defence as well, and certainty in that defence. You've got to play with a double pivot because there is goals in this team. And so if you can get yourself a clean sheet, you're probably going to win a game. And that's the thing here. Realistically, you're going to have to drop one of those. And also realistically, both Dewsbury Hall and Tielemans can play deep in a double pivot. So just do that. Bring back the bite. Solution number 4, get rid of this zonal system. Go man for man. You've not got lots of big guys in there or guys who are going to go and attack the ball. Yes, you might get caught out once or twice, but it's clearly not working. This half zone or half man marking system is not working, and it doesn't look like it's going to be saved anytime soon. So abandon it. Put responsibility on the players, and if the opposition have got that ability to work something up, so be it, but deal with it. Take responsibility for your man. I know zonal marking is a smart option, or half and half is a smart option, but it's not working. Go man for man, make it about accountability and responsibility. So in summary, the solution to all these problems is to tighten. Can we just tighten a little bit? Maybe put ego to the side for a second, because I know this is a team that has won the FA Cup. It's a team that's finished 5th. That's a team that should have been in the Champions League places. And I think they can play their way out of it. But the amount of goals that they're conceding and when they're conceding them as well, 6 goals conceded after the 75th minute this season, it shows frailty and it shows a lack of bite and a desire to defend. That is a huge problem right now. So instead of having that one extra attacking player, no. Defend your lines, because at the moment, you're bottom of the table and in a relegation battle. Once you get into mid-table, you can look differently and start to play a bit more attacking. But until then, the team needs to tighten to become a titan again. There you go, guys. That is how you fix Leicester City. If you've enjoyed yourself and you want to watch more videos from me, then why not hit the subscribe button? Why not hit the notification bell as well so you know when a video drops? And of course, hit the like button just because you're a bloody good egg. All right? See you next time.